Welcome in. It's another edition of Prep Preview on CISN. I'm Trent Condon. We're powered by Fairway as we get ready for the first full week of playoff football here for the Iowa High School playoffs. Of course, last week it began in Class 4A. Just 4 games were on the docket, but we ramp up in a big way here tonight, and we'll have 4 games for you on CISN. Full video coverage on 3 of our matchups. It'll be Waukee hosting Linn-Mar, and one of those, Dar Danielson, will be on the call there. Also, Southeast Polk, they will welcome in Ames and their high-powered quarterback, and Taman Lipsey should be a fun one out at Southeast Polk High School, along with Dowling Catholic at Drake Stadium. They will welcome in Sioux City North there. Also bring you the audio coverage tonight with the game stream at Ankeny as they bring in Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson. 4 games on the docket at CISN. That's not all, though. Lots more games across central Iowa here this evening. Really compelling one up in Johnston tonight as the Dragons welcome in Indianola. This one could come down to the wire. 2 teams with 3-4 records. Should be a good one out there. Class 3A, a lot of local teams involved in Class 3A. Have Dallas Center Grimes undefeated on the year. They welcome in Carlisle. Looking forward to that one. Bondurant Farrar, after their playoff victory last week against ADM Adel, now they have to go to Harlan. Good luck out there taking on the Little Cyclones in Class 3A. Winterset will be making their way over to Pella. In Class 2A, Des Moines Christians on the road as they go to Atlantic. Woodward Granger also makes the long road trip west over to Underwood, some of the other central Iowa games. But as we look forward here, we'll be hearing from the coaches getting ready for the matchups tonight. You'll hear a conversation with the coaches coming up in just a little bit, and just such an intriguing week of the high school playoffs and how it's going to play out. So if you're looking at the matchups this week and think you're missing something, that you don't have the bracket in front of you that you have in past years, no, you're not missing out on anything. What they're going to do after this round is they are going to create new pods. It's a pod system in place this year as they work down to 16 after tonight's games. Tomorrow, Saturday morning at noon, the new release will come out of the new pods. It'll be 4 4-team pods in each of the 6 classes across from 4A down to 8-man. And each of those pods then, the winner of those 4 pods will move on to the Unidome. They'll reseed it there. We'll have the semifinals and then the championship. So not a bracket that you're used to in the past. It does look a little bit different. And geography, a big part of that. What does that mean here in central Iowa? Does it mean that we're going to see the possibility of Ankeny, Southeast Polk, Dowling, Waukee, those teams collide early on, maybe even in Urbandale, who had a really nice season this year. Johnston had the upset earlier this season against Dowling Catholic. Valley, Ankeny Centennial, 2 teams still alive in the playoff run. Going to be fun, going to be a lot of great matchups, and we'll have them here for you on CISN. Taking a look at what we have tonight on CISN. On paper, probably 4 games that the home team are going to be big favorites in, but one that I want to keep an eye on is number 1, Southeast Polk. The Rams have been outstanding all season long. They have dominated opponents, and they've done it with a great offensive line, huge up front. Caden Proctor, the sophomore, just a huge group there. A running game led by Titus Christensen and a really good signal caller and Jackson Daly. They go up against an Ames team that has had their issues defensively, and I think the Rams are going to score, but how are they going to slow down Taman Lipsey? Lipsey this year over 1,000 yards through the air, nearly 1,000 yards on the ground. He's one of the top players in the country on the basketball hardwood, but a great football player too, and that is going to be certainly number 1 to keep an eye on that one coming up tonight with Southeast Polk welcoming in Ames. Should be a fun one. Dowling Catholic, what do we know about Sioux City North? Another team that's going to throw the football around. They have an outstanding wide receiver, quarterback that's put up good numbers this year. Maroons in a night that's probably going to be sloppy out there on the field. We'll see what the field turf at Drake Stadium is going to look like. It's going to be a possibility of a lot of balls in the air. We'll see how Dowling Catholic responds to that one. Waukee, an intriguing matchup as they welcome in Linn-Mar, one of the few East versus Central matchups that we'll get here in the opening round. Lin-Mar inconsistent throughout the year. Waukee at times has been inconsistent. Looking forward to that and seeing what Aaron Smith and the Warriors can do in their matchup. And our final one, Ankeny, the high-powered Hawk attack, goes up against Council Bluffs. It should be, on paper, a pretty easy victory for Ankeny, but we have seen this so many times in the past. Games are not played on paper. They are played on a football field. Anything can happen. Getting ready for it tonight. Coming up next, we're going to hear from the coaches as we prepare for opening kickoff across Central Iowa. It's Prep Preview on CISN. We're back with more here in a moment.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
Welcome back to Prep Preview on CISN. I'm Trent Condon. We're powered by Fairway. Waukee tonight at home for the round of 32 playoffs. Scott Carlson, the head man for Waukee, had an opportunity to talk with Dar Danielson. Conversation with the coach, Waukee's Coach Carlson, next here on CISN.
Joining us now is Waukee head coach Scott Carlson. And, well, Coach, a rare week off here as you get ready for playoff edition here and heading into the playoffs. Do you have a good week preparing?
It was a fantastic couple of weeks and something that was for us maybe a little overdue, Dar. It was, you get to this point in the season, and I think anybody that's, competing against some really good football teams, you're going to have your bumps and bruises. You're going to have a few guys kind of dinged up. And for us, it was a very opportunistic time to have that break, because we did have that situation where we had a few guys that were a little bit beat up and could have used a little bit less mileage on the tires. And thankfully that 2 weeks, we're not in perfect shape yet, but we're certainly a lot closer than we would have been a week ago. So we're really grateful for that opportunity.
So we talked a little bit before about just working on some things, preparing with an extra week, and you get a chance to do a little bit of that and kind of fine-tune some things and look at some other things that you need to do?
Definitely. And I think probably the biggest thing for us was honestly just the ability to rest a little bit more and take a couple of days off. This is, especially this year, I think it's exhausting, not only from the physical perspective, but also from the mental standpoint of, seeing great teams every single week and preparing for them. And then, all of the other protocols hanging over your head and extra things that you do in order to play on. And so that was a huge benefit to us, as I mentioned, but as you also suggested, a great time to, polish some things a little bit and drill down a little bit into some of those things that needed a little bit more attention that maybe you didn't have the time to take. So we really have had a chance to, I guess, sharpen the saw, if you want to call it that, in the last couple of weeks. And our attention to detail was a little bit better in some areas that I think should hopefully help us as we head into this game.
I know you face a Linn-Mar team. They've had some issues too. They had the derecho come through that kind of delayed the start of their season practice, and then they had a 14-week quarantine in season, and I talked to their coach and said we kind of got going and then had to stop and got going again. But and this is a case too where most of your other opponents you knew or had seen for the most part, and played them in the past. But this is a little bit new here. And is it just a little more scouting that you'd have to do of a team that you haven't seen as much?
Yeah, certainly. And you mentioned it. The folks over there at Lin-Mar they've seen it all this year. Obviously, the ratio took its toll on Cedar Rapids as much as any city in the Midwest, and our hearts go out to those folks. We know a lot of people. There's some family over in that area as well, and we know what they've had to endure in working their way through that. And then, to kind of add insult to injury from the Lin-Mar perspective, they get games 1 and 2 under their belt and probably just starting to hit their stride. And then they were shut down, as you mentioned, for a couple of weeks. So those are critical games. Games 3 and 4 are when you can really improve on some things and start to work forward and kind of develop who you're going to be as a team. So all of those things collectively, I think, have been really tough on them. And this is no small thing. They also had certainly one of the toughest, slates of any group of teams that anybody played this year as well. They had a very, very tough schedule to contend with. So it's a team that I think they have a lot to play for, certainly, and a lot to prove. This season hasn't turned out the way that they hoped it could, but they have some things that they'd like to accomplish in the 2020 season, and I know they're going to be ready to go when the game starts.
We've been talking about the strange season overall, but when you get to the playoffs, then it's a one and done scenario, especially for the seniors. They're looking at possibly the end of their high school football season, and does that add more pressure? Does that add more urgency, or how do you look at that when you approach playoff games then?
I think it does, and it's something that you don't want to keep dwelling on because that's kind of a bummer. Hey, this could be our last game ever, and I think you bring it up and you talk about it a little bit. We mentioned it on senior night a couple of weeks ago that there were no guarantees that we were going to have the opportunity to play at our stadium again, and thankfully, we were fortunate to get a home game in this round. But I think the guys know the days are ticking away. No matter what happens, we're going to be at the end of the season in the state of Iowa here in a few weeks, and you recognize that, and I think you understand the urgency has to ramp up a bit, and you don't try to be somebody you're not or do some things that you're not capable of doing, but you really want to be your best every day, and that includes a practice so that you can prepare for those big games on Friday night.
Yeah, because you can't get overly, as you say, you got to play like you have played, play hard, but you can't get overly worried about making a mistake or something too. You just got to come out and do what you've trained for all season.
Exactly. You want to, and that's the nice thing about our guys is, we've kind of established an identity now, and we want to really capitalize on that identity. And it's a situation where I think everybody kind of has carved out their role on the team. They understand, what their responsibility is to the team. And they've just been, remarkably consistent, I would say, in terms of their preparation. And, and hopefully, again, with all the craziness of COVID-19, you're, not worrying too much about that, being intentional about doing what we can to stay away from problems, but, just playing through and playing with the heart.
Okay. Well, let's hope no snow, no rain, or any, who knows? It's football, any kind of weather we can get this time of year, but who knows, huh?
No, it's just added to the uniqueness of this year, hasn't it? We came out on Monday and, played in snow, and that was kind of fun, but, you worry a little bit about, do we have the right cleats for this? And, we tried to slow the tempo down just a little bit, and thankfully we were able to get outside. I know some people were not fortunate enough to do that. I think we get about 3 inches of snow over here, and there was plenty of snow on the field, but we were able to get it in. And then, the rest of the week has been kind of hit and miss as well with wind and rain and so forth. But and now we're going to get a cold snap here. So expect anything, I guess, this year, right? Expect the unexpected.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us before all these games, Coach. And again, hope to see you Friday night, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
That's Waukee coach Scott Carlson here on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
If you plan to buy a franchise business or you're thinking of starting a new franchise, there's a lawyer right here in Central Iowa that can help you through the process. Rush Niggett of Brick Gentry Law PC has set up an affordable service to help individuals considering buying or starting a franchise business. Learn more online at rushonbusiness.com. Let Rush Niggett help you buy or start your franchise. Rush Niggett, the franchise lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. It's good to have Rush on your side.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Welcome back to CISN Prep Preview as we get ready for Waukee's matchup tonight with Linn-Mar. Let's hear from the other side. The Linn-Mar Lions come in with a 3-4 record. What do they have to upend Waukee? We'll learn a little bit more with the head coach for Linn-Mar, Paul James, next here on Conversation with the Coach on CISN.
Joining us now is Linn-Mar head coach Paul James on our playoff edition as we talk with the coaches heading up to the playoff game tonight, Linn-Mar and Waukee. And thanks for joining us, Coach. And, well, it's been quite a season for you with the COVID stuff and all that, and had a few cancellations, but worked through it. And how are you looking now as you get ready for this playoff game?
Yeah, it's really been unusual because we had the derecho, the storm that hit actually the day that we were to start our practice. And so things were delayed a week, and then we made the decision to go ahead and play that first week with only about 11 practices or so. And so it always seemed like we've been behind all year long. And then we had a 2-week layoff in there for COVID. And so we've played 5 games, and it seemed like, you know, we were starting to hit our stride and then got shut down for COVID. So as things go now, we've been hit by the injury bug a little bit with our wide receivers and defensive backs, and so just trying to plug people in there and get them assimilated to what they're going to see on Friday night. So it has been challenging, but we're looking forward to the opportunity of coming over and facing Waukee.
Yeah, and I think I've talked with all the coaches I've talked to, whatever sport it is, they're just glad to be on the field and playing and get some type of season in. And you guys kind of feel that way too?
Yeah, definitely. You know, for our, seniors especially, but seniors and juniors, and we've got a few sophomores up, that it's, you would really not like to see their season taken away, because of no games at all. So that's why it's a positive thing for the kids to be playing and just try to see what their skills will do.
Well, this Waukee team, what do you know about them? They face a kind of a big challenge, don't they?
Like facing a track team, I think. There's a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. There's a lot of talent, whether you look at the backs, receivers, D-backs, linebackers, offensive, defensive line. I think they're solid throughout. Actually, I had run into Waukee AD Jim Dewey, who I kind of worked with for 10 years when I was an AD at Cedar Rapids, Washington. And we were talking, that was back January 2nd, and he indicated that he thought this Waukee team would be pretty solid and probably in the top 5 in the state, and I think that's pretty accurate assessment.
So what do you do to try to kind of counter that in this game?
Well, you know, we just worked on a lot of basics, a lot of skill work, trying to do the little things right. And, you know, there's a few wrinkles that we've got that we put in. We had the extra week, you know, but, you know, just trying to do all those little things right.
Yeah. And I guess that's kind of the one nice thing, talking with Waukee's coach, he said they didn't have a bye and didn't have a time, you know, that just you're focused on everything. And then now a little extra time to get to work on some of those other skill things and add a few things that you think were lacking, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so one thing we did last week, we had a little inter-squad scrimmage. We divided up the team, and so on Friday night, just to give the kids some competition and something to look forward to and get their juices flowing a little bit, we had a little inter-squad, and so that was a good change up for us to break things up.
Okay. Well, looking forward to it. Playoff football here, and who knows what the weather will be like. You know? But it sounds like it might be a little better, maybe not the snow that we had here earlier in the week. So it should be a good night for football.
We're supposed to be 74 on Thursday, and so on Friday, I think it's in the low 40s. So it's just Iowa weather, I guess.
And that's 2020 for you, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here, and we'll see you at Waukee Stadium on Friday night.
Very good.
That's Paul James. Paul James, the head coach at Lin-Mar here on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
If you plan to buy a franchise business or you're thinking of starting a new franchise, there's a lawyer right here in Central Iowa that can help you through the process. Rush Niggett, a Brick Gentry Law PC, has set up an affordable service to help individuals considering buying or starting a franchise business. Learn more online at rushonbusiness.com. Let Rush Niggett help you buy or start your franchise. Rush Niggett, the franchise lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. It's good to have Rush on your side. For all of your and your family's eye care needs, make it Elite Eye Care. Dr. Ethan Heisman, Dr. Heidi Bell, and Dr. Kelsey Sawatsky provide expert eye care close to home. From eye exams to contact lenses, eyeglasses to sunglasses, make Elite Eye Care your local optometrist. Set up your next eye care appointment with Elite Eye Care, 9250 University Avenue in West Des Moines, and online at eyedoctordemoines.com. Business owners, real estate agents, are you looking for an experienced, proven, and locally owned partner in Central Iowa for your commercial construction needs? Make it Roshan Corporation. Roshan Corporation will guide you through options to make your dreams a reality. Roshan, your general contractor who can build anything from small tenant improvement spaces to large-scale design-build projects. It's Roshan Corporation. Online at RoshanIA.com. If you can dream it, we can build it.
Welcome back one final time to Prep Preview on CISN. Trent Condon with you as we give you some final thoughts here in the round of 32 matchups. Let's start in Waukee. Linn-Mar comes in from the east side of the state. Linn-Mar inconsistent throughout the year. For Waukee, really more than anything, find a way to get the ball in the hands of Aaron Smith. He has been dynamic for them all season long. Can they get enough? That ground game has been good this year. And a night that's going to be a little bit sloppy out there, this is one where you're going to rely on the big uglies, both your offensive line and defensive line. Waukee, we'll see if they're up to the task tonight as they take on Lin-Mar in our matchup here on CISN. Also tonight, Dowling Catholic will welcome in Sioux City North. The Stars come in 3-4 on the season. They want to throw the football around. One thing to keep an eye on, the wide receivers, well, they know where they're going in routes. Defensive backs don't. They have to react. If it's a slippery track out there at Drake Stadium this evening, how difficult that's going to be for the Dowling Catholic defensive backs. How you negate that? A pass rush, and that's what Dowling Catholic has. Should give them a big advantage there, and we'll see the continued 2-quarterback run out of Dowling Catholic and how that plays out here now that we're at playoff time. Dowling Catholic looking for another championship here after 7 in a row. Looking forward to getting it started tonight after a bye week for the Maroons. Also this evening, Southeast Polk, number 1, 6-0 on the year. They take on Ames. Taman Lipsey, one of the most outstanding talents in high school football. He's their quarterback. Keep an eye on them, but you know Coach Zelenovich and company, they're going to have a game plan. More than anything, try to keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get wide. Use that running ability along with the throwing ability that he has. That will be certainly number 1 for Southeast Polk. And in a wet night, they're going to rely on that big offensive line led by their sophomore tackle, Caden Proctor, big across, averaging 280 pounds. You can bet Southeast Polk, they are going to be leaning on that front of Ames, trying to run the football and control the line of scrimmage. Our final game tonight, it will be Ankeny. The Hawks come in ranked number 2 against Council Bluffs TJ. Big favorites here. We know about the weapons offensively, what they can do, and the defense can flex their muscle as well. Paul Yeager will have that audio call for you here tonight on CISN. Some other games happening in Central Iowa, or with Central Iowa interest happening, including Johnston, Indianola. I think that's the most compelling matchup. Probably our only real coin flip matchup that we have, at least on paper, this week up in Johnston tonight. We'll also have West Des Moines Valley. They have to make the road trip over, a long trip for the Tigers, as they will go over and face off against Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln. Still Valley, this is a road game, but you think the Tigers have a chance to get to the round of 16 by playing some better football. That offensive line has made big improvements. We'll keep an eye on that one. Down in Class 3A, DCG undefeated on the year. They'll get a tough matchup tonight as they got Carlisle coming in. Bondurant Farrar, they go over to Harlan to take on the undefeated Little Cyclones. We'll see what the Blue Jays have in store there. They're going to look to try to make that, stretch the game out, run the football, control the line, and see if they can walk away with the big upset victory. Also had Des Moines Christian in Class 2A. They're on the road for Atlantic. Woodward Granger on the road. Just some of the many games we're keeping our eye on. After tonight, we will be down to 16 in each of the classes. Those playoff pairings will come out. The pods in each of the classes will be released Saturday right around noon time. Keep your eye out and keep your eye right here, CISN, as we will continue with our coverage throughout these high school playoffs. That'll do it for our pregame show here tonight on CISN Prep Preview, powered by Fairway. Thanks to all the coaches. Thanks to all of you for listening. Enjoy your game tonight on CISN.
Good evening and welcome to Waukee Stadium. Playoffs? Yeah, it's the playoffs, believe it or not, and we got playoff weather here tonight with chilly weather, about 36 and windy, overcast skies out there. Dar Danielson along with Flynn Heald, and well, there was a time we didn't think, Flynn, we'd ever get to the playoffs. We didn't know if we would ever get to a season, and again, every game we get this year is just a bonus.
Both teams got to be thankful that we're still playing ball. You look at some of the surrounding border states still not playing. You got to be happy to be in playoff football here in Iowa.
For Waukee, they came in on a pretty good roll here. They lost the first game, won the next two, lost a close one to Dowling, and then have run off 3 straight wins against some really good teams there. to me, it's almost having that bye week may have been, I know the coach said they got to do some other things, but almost maybe cooled them off a little bit.
Probably so. We saw them against that, in that game against Urbandale, and boy, did they look good. They were in manageable downs on offense. Defense put them, their defense in great position. So, and even special teams came up and made plays. If Waukee does that again, they look like a serious competitor here in the playoffs.
I'm talking with Coach Paul James in the pregame show. They had the derecho that kind of blew things over and stopped their preseason practice. They got that started later than they wanted, didn't get as much in. Then ended it. They had a 14-day layoff because of COVID, and they missed a game there. So for him, and he said, we just seem like we're getting to play well, and that happened. And so, he said, we're just happy to get back at it, though, have the seniors get as many games as they can here, and they come out with nothing to lose tonight.
If you're a Lin-Mar fan, obviously this is a huge opportunity for you to get another game in this, COVID season. But I'm looking for the class of 2022 players from Lin-Mar to step up big today. They got quite a bit of talent on that junior class, so I'm looking forward to see what they do.
And it's a chance for them to send the seniors out on a good note, a chance to maybe play another game here. And, you say it in sports, but this year anything can happen, we know.
It really can. Holy cow. I mean, who knows what's going to happen here in the next few weeks. I'm excited to see it pan out.
Waukee comes in at 5-2. They're rated number 5 in the 4A poll, the Radio Iowa poll. Southeast Polk at number 1, Dowling at 2, Ankeny is at 3, Pleasant Valley at 4, then Waukee, Iowa City West, Dubuque Hempstead, Urbandale at number 8, Sioux City East at 9, and Cedar Rapids Prairie at number 10. And getting ready here for the start of this ball game. Some of the fans and the parents, they know how to dress for these games. They've been doing it a while, so they're here for Waukee. And over on the far side, Lin-Mar parents are over there waiting for the start of this ball game. And as a player, really, it doesn't bother you once you get out there and you're playing. The only thing is if you're playing a lot and then you come over and you have to sit down and you get cold again, that's when you want to keep away from, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you're one of the guys possibly playing just one way tonight, you're going to look to stay warm and you're on the sideline. It's going to be huge for both teams to stay warm because, like you said, this weather could play a big factor tonight.
Well, we're getting ready for the start of the game. We're going to take a little break here on our pregame. When we come back, we'll have some more on the pregame show as we get ready for Waukee hosted Lin-Mar in the playoffs here on CISN.TV.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
At Mid-American Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Who puts Iowa first? Deary Brothers, Waukee. First in supporting local Iowa schools, sports, and activities. First to build Iowa's only standalone Jeep showroom. And first to introduce the all-new Jeep Superstore in Waukee. I'm AJ Perez. The Deary family opened its first car dealership in 1909. A century later, we're still family-owned and Iowan operated. Jeeps cost less at the Jeep Superstore. Deary Brothers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in the all-new west side of Waukee.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and this has been a crazy year. We might just run out of furniture. But we still have a great selection right now. We have wicker, we have fire pits, we have poly, and if you want something for your deck this year, you should come see us right now. Still have the greatest selection in Iowa at the best prices. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas, just west of Homemaker.
In the Hall of Fame there, so I just want to say thanks. It was a really fun.
Who puts Iowa first? Deary Brothers, Waukee. First in supporting local Iowa schools, sports, and activities. First to build Iowa's only standalone Jeep showroom.
And first to introduce the all-new Jeep Superstore in Waukee.
I'm AJ Perez. The Deary family opened its first car dealership in 1909. A century later, we're still family-owned and Iowan operated.
Jeeps cost less at the Jeep Superstore. Deary Brothers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and the all-new west side of...
Will definitely be missed. Enjoy retirement and go Warriors.
Congratulations, Coach Coates, on a great career as Waukee head golf coach. It was a great 4 years playing for you with guys that I'm still buddies with today.
Congrats on a Hall of Fame career. Thank you for all you've done for me and everybody else. And now it's time for you to enjoy the Harley Davidson and work on your golf game yourself a little bit and enjoy retirement. Thank you.
Hey Coach, congrats on the 3-peat. What a way to end your career. Can't thank you enough for all that you've done for Waukee all throughout the years. And can't thank you enough for all the support that you've given me, even after I graduated from Waukee. I just want to shoot you a quick video to congratulate you on a 3-peat and a 7-time state champion.
Hey Coach, thanks for being such a good coach to me and a bunch of other guys. Go Warriors. Hey, congrats Coach on a great career. You're a great coach, but an even better person. Thanks for everything.
Well done, dear. I am so proud of you. You built a program from 3A, where you coached both boys and girls, into a 7-time champion for a powerhouse, and that's just amazing. You've also been a role model to these young men, and you cared for these boys like they've been your own. And you built a program that valued the individual, but you also built a family atmosphere, and you created memories for your boys that are going to go well beyond their high school classrooms, and you deserve this break. You can start working on your own golf game, and I just wanted to say congratulations on your titles, and I'm so proud of you.
That video shows just some of the former athletes and those who had words to share, greetings to share with Coach Coates, representing all of the former athletes on Coach Coates' teams. At this time, members of the 2020 state championship team will present Coach Coates with a plaque commemorating his years of service to student athletes at Waukee High School. Congratulations, Coach, and thank you on a Hall of Fame coaching career. Best wishes to you in the future.
You've been watching the ceremony here for the Waukee golf coach, John Coates, who's retiring. They won the title again. It's 7th title he's coached. And Flynn, when you're a golf coach and you retire, do you play golf? Or what do you do then? Do you have to take up another sport, or how does that work?
Maybe you try tennis. I really don't know what to tell you.
Because most people, when they retire, they want to play golf. But maybe you play more golf.
Play more, yeah. Find more courses to play, I guess.
Dar Danielson, Flynn Hield with you here as you saw some of the former players in that, and honoring the coach as we're getting ready for the kickoff of our football playoffs here. This is round 2 of the playoffs. Waukee at 5-2 taking on the 1-4 Linn-Mar. And thanks for watching here tonight on a cold night. I know they're going to show the game over at the Palms Theater in Waukee here tonight, so hopefully you got a few people over there. And, man, wouldn't some nice movie theater popcorn be good up here?
Where's Pete when you need him?
Yeah, anyway, but should be a good matchup tonight. Other games, is it Ames at Southeast Polk, Sioux City North and Dowling, Ankeny, and is it Jefferson? And Waukee, Linn-Mar here, Urbandale, Marshalltown, Sioux City East, and Ankeny Centennial. And so, the first round, there weren't very many games, and they let everybody in because of the COVID. And these games here, you look at them and you say, well, there's a lot of teams, that have lesser records that are going to play these other teams, but it's kind of a little bit like basketball where everybody gets in and you get a chance, even though you haven't had a great season. You can come out and you get hot and get on a roll, you might be able to get something going.
It does have a little bit of that March Madness feeling where almost any Cinderella could pull something off, and we know that Linn-Mar has had their issues this season in terms of the derecho, in terms of COVID. So if they can string some things together here tonight, it'll be interesting to see what they can do against this Waukee team.
Cold night. The wind is blowing pretty straight out of the north to the south here, and so that's going to be a factor when they toss the coin. Whoever gets the ball first, depending on which way you go, you're going to have a strong wind at your back, which could make a difference in the kicking game, punting, field goals, and passing even. It just depends, I guess, sometimes on how you throw the ball. If you're throwing it those quick, tight routes, it doesn't impact it as much.
Well, if we saw anything from Waukee's game against Urbandale, they'll look to start Holcomb early and get him some of those short passes, some of those RPOs, where you can get some of those pop passes into Eddie Sadat Jr. and get some of those slants into guys like Hayden Huntley, Dale Stout, and Aaron Smith. So you're going to look for Waukee to start early. We'll see if they utilize that wind or not.
You see Waukee in the end zone. They're getting ready to come out, and here they come, the Warriors of Waukee. And Linn-Mar on the far side. They'll be in the white uniforms here tonight. And they have quite a history, too, in the football playoffs. And Mick Mulheron, he played for the Hawkeyes. His son is playing on the team here tonight. I think there was another Hawkeye connection in there somewhere with one of the assistants, I believe.
Well, Adrian Arrington's Cedar Rapids Wash alum and Michigan alum as well.
Michigan. And then was it, I'm trying to think, was it Centers maybe? Can't think of that off the top of my head. But anyway, so being over there in eastern Iowa, they have those type of connections. And I remember one of the first games I did is in college. I was interning at a station, and Cedar Falls played Linn-Mar in the title game, and Cedar Falls ended up winning that, I think, on a field goal against Linn-Mar. So they have a long history. But we're going to take a break here. We'll come back. We're about ready for kickoff here on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back here at Waukee, let's take a look at our player spotlight tonight. First for Linn-Mar, Bryson White. He leads the team in rushing and receiving, 278 rushing yards, and 2 TDs, 144 receiving yards, and 1 TD. We'll be looking for him out of the backfield here tonight for Linn-Mar. For Waukee, who also just spotlight, but Aaron Smith. He has 465 receiving yards, 8 touchdown receptions. That ties him for second in 4A, 220 rushing yards, 5 rushing TDs, 15 total TDs this season. So he's a guy that Coach Paul James said, we got to watch him, but he said the whole Waukee team looks like a track team. They got a lot of speed, and that was something he mentioned that they're going to have to worry about here tonight.
And that's what Waukee will utilize tonight is that speed. Aaron Smith on the perimeter. You've got Dale Stout on the other side. And even defensively, you see them fly around the ball. They are a fast football team.
Waukee will receive the kickoff. As we get ready to play some playoff football here. And it's been a little strange because we've had a game and then we have a week or two off and then another game, and it's been a different season. But back deep for Waukee is Smith.
And if you haven't had the pleasure of watching Smith yet this fall, he is one of the most electrifying players in 4A. So when he gets that football, don't blink.
Lindquist is back there also, deep. And Joe Morrison back deep to receive. Ready for the kickoff from Baumhofer. And here we go, kicking with the wind. It's going to go over the head and through the end zone for a touchback. And Waukee will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. Jacob Holcomb at quarterback. Lindquist will be the running back. Eddie Sadat Jr. the H-back. Aaron Smith, Hayden Hundley will be the wide receivers. We'll tell you a little bit of a change on the line there, as here's Holcomb. Smith in motion. Fakes it, gives it off to Lindquist. Up the hole, middle, big hole up the middle, up across the 35 to the 36.
And a great job there by Waukee, utilizing number 5, Aaron Smith, as a decoy on the first play to set up the big run game there.
Offensive line, Garrett Sperling, Ben Schaller, Cale Winter, Matt Kaputska, and Braden Menz, who's been playing tight end. He moves into the tackle spot there. And they have Tanner Spikesma, who's been backing up Lindquist, at running back as a tight end. Here's a fake to Lindquist. Drops back, sends it out, and up across the 40 to Sadat, and he'll be pick up about 6 yards there.
Tight end screen to the boundary, and they look to get Sadat the ball in many different ways. Look for him to have a big night here.
2nd and 3 at the 44 for Waukee. Send Smith in motion again. Hand it to him. He's looking to turn the corner on the right side, and this time they're going to corral him pretty good and bring him down for a loss. So obviously they've seen that play on film and knew how to defend it there early.
Great job defending it by Linn-Mar there. They had multiple hats around the football, and that's what you want to see as a defense.
Andrew Knipper, Chris Baker, Lucas Bauman, Luke Gaffney, the front 4 on the defensive line for Linn-Mar. Linebackers, Mulheron, Watts, Holmes. Centers, Mazinski and Genther. The defensive backs. Here's Holcomb. 2 receivers to the left. Fakes to Lindquist. Throws it across the middle to Sadat. He's across the 50 into Linn-Mar territory down to the 44-yard line.
Waukee loves that RPO read, or whether it's play action or RPO, what they're doing is they're pulling the backers into the box, and Sadat sits at that 5-yard range, presents a big target, first down Waukee.
Result of the play is a Waukee, first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 43 now of Linn-Mar. Play number 5 in the early drive here. Holcomb Hands it off. Lindquist looking to turn over the left side, and he'll be pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. And Knipper in there on the tackle. And Chris Baker also in there, the defensive end of the defensive tackle. And that brings up a 2nd and 12. Here's Holcomb. Hands off Lindquist. He looks for room over the left side, finds some, and stumbles up and out of bounds.
Nice run to the boundary there by Lindquist.
And he'll pick up 8, so it'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 37.
3rd and 4.
And an interesting defense here by Lin-Mar. They don't have anybody with their hand down. Trying to give that O-line maybe a different look here.
Kind of running that Raider look that we see out of Iowa now, where they're moving around a lot. Holcomb comes up, talks to his lineman. Play clock at 6. Hands it off to Lindquist, and he's trying to pull through the tackle. He does. He may have gotten the first down on the second effort. I think he did.
A great second effort through contact there.
Tackle by number 40, Mac Watts. Assisted by Chris Baker.
Mark Watts on the tackle. Chris Baker with the
And you got to love that as a Waukee fan. 3rd in manageable situations, you can run or throw the ball. That's going to put the defense into a hard situation moving forward into this game.
Aaron Smith looks over to Holcomb. Smith is inside there. There's a handoff to the slot coming around. Sadat, and he gets up across for a few. Spikesma on the run there.
Somebody besides number 5 running that jet sweep there, Dar.
When Spikesman's been a running back, he's playing tight end right now as they move men's into the tackle spot. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Slot comes in motion. Handoff right up the middle. And he'll get a couple. Lindquist. Gaffney in on the tackle. 6'3", 240-pound junior for Lin-Mar. 3rd and 5. They go trips right. Here. Waukee. Hand off to Lindquist. He cuts it back up the middle. He's going to dive again, and he may have gotten it on the second effort. There.
Tackle by number 57, Ryan Martin.
And it looks like they're going to mark him just short here.
Just short. Yep, Waukee will come right up.
Go right back to him.
Hand off right to Lindquist this time. Finds room over the left side and plows down inside the 15.
And why not, Dar? If he's running like that, keep feeding that man.
Tackle by Luke Mikey, number 20. Assisted by Clayton Jasinski, number 9. Result of the play, Waukee, 1st down.
So 1st down for Waukee now at the 12. Hand off and cutting up and inside, down inside the 5. Lindquist.
And it looks like Waukee's going to stay with tempo. Don't be surprised if they go right back to the run. It's been working wonders on this drive.
They got Lin-Mar back on their heels here on defense. Hand off, plows into the pile there, and he's going to get maybe a yard, Lindquist. Gaffney on the tackle. And that'll give him a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and goal now.
1st and goal for the Warriors.
14th play of the drive. Here's Holcomb. Smith across in motion, hands it off to Lindquist, and they didn't follow the defense good time. They didn't follow Smith with their eyes that time. They stayed right in the hole.
And great job by getting penetration by number 70 from Lin-Mar there.
That is Gaffney again, Luke Gaffney, the 6'3", 240-pound junior defensive end. He stayed right in there with it. Brings up Second goal at the 4. He lost a yard on that one. Holcomb looking to the sideline, getting the play. Receivers split out to each side. Or no, they got Holcomb split out to the left now. Smith's back, and then there's a penalty as the clock ran out. They were going to try to run that Wildcat, but they took too much time. So a delay. First penalty of the ball game here.
5-yard penalty. It'll be second and goal to go from the 9-yard line.
Second goal at the 9. And it looks like they're going to go with the same thing here. They send Holcomb wide to the left. Smith back there. See that? Comes off. Now hands it off to Lindquist. He spins around and gets pulled down. Well, we've seen both Smith and Lindquist take the direct snap that time.
And I don't think Smith has thrown one yet this year that I have seen. So
I don't think so either.
At least from the direct snap. So good read there by Lin-Mar.
Let's see what they do here. They bring Lindquist back in now.
And you almost wonder if they do run it here on third, are they willing to go for it on fourth?
Holcomb now makes a handoff. He's rolling under pressure. He tries to throw. He gets it away, but the good defensive play there. Smith caught it, but he was dropped immediately there by number 7, Mecky Jackson. So here comes Bartachek to attempt the 22-yard field goal into the wind. No good.
And the long drive is finished with a missed field goal. Waukee defense going to need to step up big here.
So they took a lot of time off the clock, ran it down, but they come away with the missed field goal. And looks like we're going to have a break here on the field. So we'll take a break. We'll come back right after this on CISN.TV.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
Back here at Waukee. Well, Lucas Bartachek was 5 of 7 in field goals, 24 PATs. That wasn't too much farther to PAT, but he's really got a tough win there, and it didn't look like it came up off his foot real good, Flynn, on that field goal attempt.
Yeah, a lot of things didn't look great about that. Ball was on the hash. You just hope that the guy can get his head back into the game, and when Waukee needs him later down the line, he'll be ready to go.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for Lin-Mar with 4:41 to play here in the first half. They get their first possession. McKay Jelnick, quarterback, hands it off. And up across the 25. Carter Henderson, the fullback, takes it. Good pickup on first down. Morris on the tackle. Cale Doty, Dylan Page, Jake Nickel, Chris Baker, Luke Gaffney, the guys up front there for Lin-Mar. Bryson White and Carter Henderson, the backs in the backfield. And there's a kind of a mix-up back there. And the ball's fumbled, recovered by Linn-Mar, but they lose.
It looked
a
like
yard.
they were going for a misdirection there. I don't think the exchange was very good. No. We'll have to clean that up moving forward.
Brings up 3rd and 6 at the 24.
And for a Linn-Mar team that likes to set up in a 2-back, you wonder what they're going to do here on 3rd down. Are they going to space it back out, or are they going to stick to what they know well?
St. Jaron centers wide to the right here, so another receiver wide to the left. Jelnick under center. Waukee jumped, but the clock ran down, I think. It was delay of game. Yep. So the play clock ran down. So we've seen that happen for Waukee already. And now Linn-Mar has a delay of game penalty. And again, they've had a couple weeks off, so that, game action, it might be just a little bit rusty here. But that makes a much bigger 3rd down. We go from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11 for Linn-Mar. Fakes, rolls. Rolling, looking upfield. Now throws it late to Henderson, the fullback, out of the backfield, and he'll pick up about 7, but they'll end up short of the 1st down, but give him a little more room to punt.
And it looked like Linn-Mar's quarterback there ran out of real estate on the sideline. He just kind of dunked it over the defender and gained some manageable yards, but brings up 4th down.
And now the quarterback, Jelnick, will go back to punt, and he's got a good breeze at his back. Joe Morrison back deep. He's at the 40 now, retreating a little more. A fumbled snap. He gets it away. And that goes out of bounds at the 50.
I thought we were going to see a little replay from the Urbandale game there after that.
Yeah, you're right. That's how that started out, wasn't it? But credit Jelnick, he was able to pick that up. That was a 21-yard punt. Or 31-yard punt, excuse me. And the handoff is Lindquist.
Tackle by the junior, Sage Holmes.
So here's Holcomb. Drops, throws it out to Smith. Smith looking for some room, and they got a good sure tackle on him out there.
And I love the play call there from Waukee. You got a safety about 12 yards off your number 2 receiver in the slot. That backer is apexing number 2 in the tackle. Just get the ball out to Hayden Huntley and let him make a play for you. Brings up a 3rd and manageable again. Do they run? Do they throw? You got to love this as an OC.
They bring in another receiver, Joseph Lindholm. So they'll go 2 to the right, 1 to the left, the slot on the left, or the H-back. And fake to Lindquist. Now throw it out, kind of a little screen there to Smith. He breaks 1 tackle, and he'll get up for the 1st down.
And Waukee goes the back-to-back screens there, 1 to the field, 1 to the boundary.
Mickey Jackson makes the tackle.
And here we see it again, no one over number 2 for Waukee. Oh, and now they're lining man.
Offside call on Linn-Mar.
Offside. Linn-Mar. 5-yard penalty, made it 1st and 5.
So their 2nd penalty. So they'll restart the play clock. Holcomb with trips to the right. Lindquist with him in the backfield. Inside receiver comes in motion. They hand it off to Lindquist. He looks to follow that receiver through that hole.
Holcomb on the carry, number 26.
Picks up a couple.
Correction, Lindquist on the carry, number 26.
That'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Assisted by Sage Holmes.
Luke Gaffney on the tackle. 2nd and 3 at the 32. Hand off to Lundquist again, and he's pulled down from behind. Just barely gets back to the hole. That
Not
time,
much
Mac
there
Watts.
Yeah, not much there going for Waukee. Good job by Lin-Mar's linebacking crew, creating the penetration.
Linebacker coming in and caught him right away there. So 3rd and 2 at the 26 here as the first quarter winding down. Waukee drove down the first possession, missed a field goal. Here's Smith in motion. Hand off to Smith. Smith looking for room outside. Can he turn the corner? Dodges in and out. Now he's going to reverse it back the other way. Coming back left. He has some blockers. Cuts it up. And he'll be pulled down, and they're going to really good contain there as when he cut it back the other way, it looked like there might be some room there with his speed, but
and just straight off the get, Sage Holmes did a phenomenal job setting the edge there for the Lin-Mar defense. He took on the blocker, and he really pressed Aaron Smith to get backwards, forcing the rest of that defense to really cut him off. Good job there.
So that's the end of the quarter here. No score after 1 at Waukee. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
Godfather's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Here at Waukee, we'll go to the second quarter. 4th and 7, and they're going to bring out Bartachek. This time it'll be a 30 or 48-yard field goal, but with the wind at his back. His longest is 47 on the season. High snap, they get it down. The kick is up. Hits the goalpost and through. It's good.
And you got to think the wind maybe played a little bit of a good factor there for him, huh?
Yeah, the wind carried it through, but Bartachek,
he did a great job focusing in on that kick while the pressure was hot. Good kick.
And the PA guy said 47, so that's what we'll call it for Bartachek. And that makes it 3-0 Waukee here to start the third quarter. The first one he kicked and kind of got held up in the wind, but you could tell there with the wind at the back, as you said, it just kind of pushed it, and it may have pushed it down too a little. He did come out pretty low, but it got just enough to get over and catch the crossbar and get through there. And Waukee is on the board early on. Center's back, deep to receive for Lin-Mar. And now you got to think this might go through the end zone with the wind, and it does. And here we go. It'll be Lin-Mar taking over 1st and 10 at the 20 on their second possession of the ball game. Well, time of possession so far has favored Waukee. That first drive, they went over 7 minutes down, missed the field goal, then they got it back here, and now Lin-Mar will come out.
And if you're Waukee's defense, you're looking to do a lot of the same from last time. Get Lin-Mar's offense off the field.
You know they're going into the wind too, so Jelnick comes out with the two backs behind him. Bryson White, Carter Henderson. Fakes the up back, gives it to the second guy through. And that's Bryson White. He picks up 3. Sends Mickey Jackson wide left. One receiver right, the two backs in the backfield again behind Jelnick. Drops back, pitches it back, looking for room, and immediately met is Carter Henderson. And he'll be stopped.
Linn-Mar went with the basic toss play here to the field. Great job setting the edge there by Waukee.
3rd and 9 after the loss, back to the 21. So 3rd and long here, going into the wind, which the flags on the far side, they're just sticking straight out. So it's still pretty good wind here that Linn-Mar's running into. You'll go into the shotgun now. And now tries to hand it off. There's a fumble, and Linn-Mar may have gotten back on it, as there was penetration, and a second time they've had trouble with that handoff. Chris Baker, the right guard, was able to get on it, and the thing he saved there is probably field position if you can get off a punt here. And again, punting into the wind. Morrison back deep. There's a punt. Not a bad punt. Bounces. Picked up by Morrison at the 48. Stumble, spins, still going. Now trying to cut it back the other way. And he'll get pulled down. 31-yard punt. And Waukee will come back out on offense. This time with the wind to their back here, and it's not 4th down. So we'll see if they open it up a little bit, maybe go the passing game.
And they look ready to go. Waukee's brought a high tempo to today's game.
Two receivers kind of slotted there. Smith in motion. Smith goes out. They throw it out in the flat to Sadat. He's caught it, stiff arms a guy, and gets down inside the 30.
Great concept there by Waukee. You got Aaron Smith running in motion. He's going to be the flat route. Then you've got the tight end running your intermediate 10 to 12-yard route, and you've got a high corner. You're putting that high safety in a bind. Make him choose that high corner, that out. Jacob Holcomb made a very nice throw there. 1st down, Waukee.
1st and 10 at the 28 for the Warriors. Come out in that same formation again where they kind of put the two H-backs in, send one in motion.
And they'll go
rolling right,
back to
looking.
Same play.
Yep, looking deep. Nobody there. Holcomb now will cut it up the middle and get tackled by Luke Gaffney.
And it worked to the left, Dar. Why not run it to the right?
Yeah, run it to the right. As the coaches used to yell out, mirror, mirror. When they say mirror, that means you run the same play to the other way. And now they'll come out. They'll send Smith out wide left. Out there with Hayden Hundley. Here's Holcomb. Sends Sadat across the formation. He comes back. They hand it off up the middle to Lindquist. Breaks through. 10 and pulled down at the 10-yard line. Just as it looked like he might be getting up ahead of Steve. Clayton Lazinski on the tackle there. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line for Waukee. Holcomb with Lindquist right behind him here. And they hand it off. Lindquist driving through inside the 5.
And Lindquist does a great job of running behind his blockers. Puts a hand on the back and follows his guys up through the hole.
Quick setup as Linn-Mar runs in a player, but Waukee right up back to the line. Hand off to Lindquist again. Diving, pushing. Is he going to? Nope, they're going to be short. He was trying to push his way into the end zone there from the 4-yard line. 3rd and 1 at the 1. They line up quickly again. Tight formation here. Holcomb will try to sneak it. Lindquist pushes him through. Touchdown, Waukee. And assist to Alex Lindquist.
You got to love it right there. Easy QB sneak. Touchdown, Waukee. And Dar, you got to like what Waukee's offense did there with Jacob Holcomb, giving him a great balance of pass and run options, and they finish it there, punching in the drive.
Here comes Bartachek. And this one is up and good. 25 of 25 extra points by Bartachek on the season. And that makes it 10-0 here, Waukee, with 7:25 to play in the second quarter. We'll take a break, be back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Back here at Waukee, the Warriors have scored. 1-yard quarterback sneak by Jacob Holcomb. And Bartachek is perfect on the season in his extra points, 25 of 25. He's set to kick it off here again with a good strong wind at his back. Booms it down into the end zone, and that's where Linn-Mar will take over then. 1st and 10 at the 20. That's been consistent. Linn-Mar's taken it over at the 20-yard line on each play, and they've been unable to get a drive going down the field. And
from an offensive play calling standpoint here, Dar, they've gone on 1st and 2nd down runs and then 3rd down pass. And it's created 2 quick 3-and-outs so far here for Linn-Mar. So if you're Linn-Mar, you're looking to change it up here on 1st down, find something else to work for you, and hopefully push this Waukee defense back.
Maybe a quick pass, too, because you're running into that wind. It's a heavy wind. They'll send Knipper, Centers, and McKay Jackson.
And they'll start and gun this time.
Over to the right. They'll flip it out to the back. Henderson breaks 1 tackle, gets up and picks up a couple.
And they go to the swing pass there, but Waukee's safety set the edge. Did a real good job of bringing that ball carrier back inside of the rest of his defense.
Carter Smith, the guy in on the tackle there, as you said. Trying to get those receivers to pull everybody downfield and then find that back there, but good reaction by Waukee. Shotgun again for Jelnick. He hands it off on the draw play, up the middle, finding some room this time, carrying the pile a little bit, and he'll be close to a 1st down. Bryson White.
And if you're Linn-Mar, you got to love that ripple right there. You're in gun, but you go back to what you know best, the run game, and you does well. 3rd and short.
So, chance to pick up their first down here, I believe, on offense. In the gun again. Trips right. And they get it off. White, Bryson White, he picks up some extra yardage and gets the 1st down plus. He needed 1. He got about 7 there. And they get their first down here on offense.
Good hard run there by Bryson White.
I think it's Gutierrez and Evers in on the tackle.
And Linn-Mar will stay with the spread here on this drive.
This time 2 receivers to each side. Dropping back, straight back, wings it out, hits the receiver out there, centers.
And centers runs your basic hitch route there, 6 yards, turns back to the ball. And that's a great way to get your quarterback nice and warmed up. Hopefully, get him comfortable, get him suited in this game so you guys can start to stretch the ball deep.
You're going to send trips to the left this time. One receiver to the right. For Jelnick. Single back there, and he hands it off to him. Is Bryson White. He plows ahead. He's starting to feel it here. Gets the first down.
And unlike those first two possessions where they started under center, Lin-Mar stayed in the gun here, and it's been a really hard time for for Waukee making that adjustment.
Now they're looking to the sideline to get the play. Centers and Jackson over to the right. Now Jackson will come here to the left. And White back there in the gun. Fakes it to White. Throws it out. Has a man at the marker. He spins around. And they'll get him, I think, with forward progress. That'll be a first down. And caught by
Andrew Knipper there.
Knipper, the tight end, who was split out.
And if you look at the stat sheet, Knipper's all over the place. He's thrown the ball, ran the ball, caught the ball. He's all over the field for Lin-Mar.
Now the Lions starting to get a little something going here into Waukee territory. 1st and 10 at the 40. 4:15 and counting in the second quarter. Hand off. White slips a tackle, plows right ahead. Well, he's a good straight north-south runner, isn't he?
1 foot, 1 cut, and he's getting north, and he's carrying guys with him, too. You got to love that if you're Lin-Mar.
Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 for Lin-Mar.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4.
Down to the Waukee 34-yard line. So they're responding to the score here of Waukee. Trips left. More Jelnick. Drops back, looks, under pressure, sidesteps it, now throws it out, has a man wide open in the flat, it centers, and he'll be pulled down around the 10-yard line, 9-yard line. What presence in the pocket there by Jelnick.
Jelnick just extending the play with his feet, keeping his eyes downfield, and centers pops up wide open on the right side of the field. Completion, first down, Lin-Mar, you got to love it.
1st and goal to go at the 9-yard line for Lin-Mar. They'll stay in that shotgun. It's got him down the field. Hand off to White. White looking, trying to find some room there, and he's going to be pulled down. Won't get anything.
Joe Morrison made the stop, number 21.
Morrison on the stop.
No gain. 2nd and goal from the 9.
It looked like a good wrestling takedown by Morrison there, didn't it? He went for the single leg and pulled him right down. So 2nd goal at the 9 for Lin-Mar. 2 receivers to each side. Bryson White in the backfield with Jelnick. Drops back, straight back, looking, rolling. Going to try to run for it now, and they'll be chased out of bounds. And right at the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 9.
And it didn't look like Jelnick had what he wanted to off first get. Scrambled to the right and just stayed safe there. Gave his offense another opportunity here on 3rd down.
3rd and 9 at the 9. 2:27 to play here in the first half. Lin-Mar trying to get on the board. And they've gone 70 yards. And timeout Lin-Mar. They want to talk it over. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
Back here at Waukee, you see the Linn-Mar huddle. Darn Danielson, Flynn Heald. I don't see them attempting a field goal on the season. They have Baumenhofer is 8 of 8 from PATs. They're right in that area down there, but you almost got to think might be 4-down territory here, Flynn, with trailing and wanting to get on the board.
I'm going to have to agree with you there, Dar. You are a long way from home if you're Lin-Mar right now, and you kind of need some momentum here in Waukee Stadium. What better way to do that than going into halftime, punching 7 in right here?
3rd and 9 at the 9-yard line. Lin-Mar took a timeout and talked with Coach Paul James. Let's see what he drew up over there on the sideline. They'll stay in that shotgun. Bryson White, single back there with Jelnick. Snap, drops back, looks, throws as he got hit, and that ball fluttered out of there. Ryland hit it, and lineman got injured on that. Looks like, well, they're going to send it a kicker. This will be a 16-yarder. Good! How he slid that in there, I don't know.
That one right there creeped between somebody's hands. That was at about helmet level.
It was almost blocked. And it didn't look like it had enough height to get over, but it just did with 2:19 to play. The field goal. It was 26-yarder. Was good. And it's 10-3. Waukee. So Baumenhofer hits the field goal.
And so far in the first half, we've seen Waukee's offense, Dar, come out and establish a tempo. Here with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left, I can't imagine that this is not going to be a situation that Waukee's offense is unfamiliar with. So I look forward to watch Waukee possibly put together a phenomenal 2-minute drive here to close out the half.
They'll send Smith, Morrison, and Lindquist back deep to receive. And here you're kicking into the wind, so you may not be able to get it into the end zone for the touchback. So we'll see if they might try a little shorter to keep it away from Smith, because if they watch any film, which they probably have, they know that Smith, you don't want to get it into his hands here and let him burn you on a big play. As he's had 1 touchdown off a kickoff return. In fact, they have to hold it on the tee there. And here's the boot. It's going to come up short. Be taken by the up man at the 25. Slips a tackle up to the 31-yard line. And
I think it's safe to say that was wise by Lin-Mar kicking it away from Aaron Smith.
Morrison takes it. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 30. 2:14 to play, 30 yards to go for a touchdown, but a lot less than that for a field goal, as he already got a 47-yarder on the board. Here's Holcomb. Fakes the Lindquist over the top to Sadat.
Awesome play call there again. Pulling that RPO read to Sadat, where Sadat presents a big target at that 6-yard range, and he's got hands of glue. It seems like you just throw it near him and he's going to grab it.
14-yard pickup. Holcomb now sends Smith in motion. Gives it to Lindquist right up the middle, and he gets stopped after a pickup of about 5. Clock rolling, plenty of time. Waukee has all 3 timeouts. with 1:41 and counting. Second and 6. They'll send 2 receivers to each side. Looking for Hayden Huntley out there, and he goes down and gets it. He might have been better to let that drop because he's didn't have time to come up and look for anywhere to go on the low throw.
And it was number 9, Clayton Mazinski, that just sniffed it out from the get. Waukee went to that play earlier where they just had Hayden Huntley run a quick screen, and he read it there.
And we've seen Huntley, he gets kind of elusive when he's out there and makes some moves, but not this time. 3rd and 8 to 46. Holcomb drops back, spins it out to Smith. He breaks 1 tackle inside the 50, diving for the first down yardage. I think he's going to be a little short there of the first down marker. Yep, he'll be about a yard short, 4th and 1, and I've got a feeling
and it looks like they're going to bring an extra tight end into the formation here.
They send Hundley back out. 59.6 seconds to go. He was out of bounds, so it stopped the clock, so that's not a problem, although they have all 3 timeouts. Tight formation. They look back over. Now they're going to take a timeout. Looked like they're going to try to catch Linn-Mar jumping there. And now they're going to talk it over a little bit. Try to decide what they want to do. Let's take a break. We'll come back after this on CISN.TV.
At MidAmerican Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We got a timeout here. You see Waukee huddled down at the bottom of your screen. 4th and 1 at the 47-yard line, 59.6 seconds to play. They took their first timeout. They have 2 left. Looks like they're going to come out on offense and go for it. One thing they did not do is send that quarterback up under center here. A lot of times you'll see that happen with, they run him strictly out of the shotgun. Lindquist in the backfield. They bring Smith in motion. Give it to Lindquist. He cuts it over the left side, dives ahead, and he'll get the first down. So, again, they kind of use Smith as a decoy coming across there.
And it was the shoestring tackle there that saved Linn-Mar from the big touchdown run by Lindquist.
Yeah, Lindquist is heading ahead of steam and heading out to the left there. So 1st and 10 at the 44, clock running. Holcomb drops back. Going to throw it deep and almost picked off. He had a guy coming down the seam and a guy on the outside, but he threw it down the seam.
It looked like he wanted to go to the seam there to Huntley. Huntley got caught up by the safety or the backer while trying to make a release, and there just was a little bit of miscommunication there.
Lindholm is out there wide. Now trips to the left. Single receiver to the right is Smith. Goes down, and now they throw it out there with Lindquist a few blockers ahead of him, and he'll go down the sideline and slams into Jaron Setters. Goes out of bounds, stopping the clock with 28 seconds to go. Ball down to the 31. Now Linn-Mar wants a timeout. They want to talk it over. They'd like to hold Waukee out of the end zone here. We'll take a break. Come back after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Here at Waukee, the Warriors in the huddle. Linn-Mar called the timeout. There's 28 seconds to go. Waukee has it 1st and 10 at the 31. Dar Danielson, Flynn Heald with you here. Got a couple chances, Flynn, with the wind at your back to throw to the end zone. So far, it looks like Lin-Mar's had him in pretty good coverage, though, in the secondary.
And so far, Waukee has just done a phenomenal job of game management. It seems like every time they need the clock to stop, they're getting out of bounds. Every time they need the ball to go to a first down, they're in that manageable situation. So you look to see them continue that here with 28 seconds left and get some points before halftime.
1st and 10, Waukee. You got Smith down here at the bottom of the screen. Sadat in the slot. Fake it to Lindquist, looking to Sadat out there, and he dropped it. Nothing really hurt there, though. Well, they're looking to get Smith here free, but so far good coverage by Jaron Centers, a 6-foot junior. He's back out on Smith again here at the bottom of your screen. Fake to Lindquist. Now going deep across the middle and just over the head. They're just a little long on the pass. Lindholm, the intended receiver. And now we're at 3rd and 10 at the 31. And Waukee is going to take, Linn-Mar going to take another timeout with 18.1 seconds to go here. We'll take a quick break and come back after this on CISN.TV.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Linn-Mar takes their last timeout 18.1 seconds ago. 3rd and 10 at the 31. From here, it's about a 48-yard field goal. Bartachek has kicked a 47-yarder with the heavy wind at his back. Waukee has 2 timeouts left, so they got a couple chances to go.
A lot of different options here for a Waukee offense. Do you want 3? Do you want 7? That'll really determine what play call you make here on 3rd down.
This time 2 receivers to each side. Sadat splits out with Smith on the right side. Give it to Lindquist this time. A little draw action up the middle, and he gets down inside for the first down. And when you got 2 timeouts, you can afford to do that. Of course, it will stop here in high school on the first down, but they're going to take a timeout.
And that could not have gone any better for Waukee right there. Run the football, get the first down, and stop the clock.
We'll keep it right here. And, yeah, when they're thinking they're going to pass again, and as you say, you run that draw, and Lindquist, he's real good with the ball, and he get right ahead, and so he gets the first down, so that puts you even closer. 12.2, you still got a timeout left. So
I'd look for Linn-Mar to take a chance, Waukee to take a chance early here. It doesn't really stop anything if you throw an incomplete here to the end zone and you put up 2nd and 10. And then you're right back to where you want to go with limited time off the clock. However, if they do run the ball, they're going to have to be wary of that one timeout and figure out if they want to go for 3 or 7.
If anything, too, that heavy wind at Holcomb's back, I think it's made it a little tough judging it down the field there on those longer routes, hasn't it?
It has. We've seen 2 on this drive get just outstretched past receivers. So you almost wonder if here on the inside the 20, he could put a little more touch to it and not have to worry about so much, air underneath the ball.
So they got Hundley out wide here to the right, Smith to the left. Lindquist sets in behind him. There's Spikesma. He'll go in motion across the formation. Dropping back, looking, and they can't get it to Lindquist. Incomplete. It used about 4 seconds off the clock. 2nd and 10. So they're going to bring the kicker in. Bartachek. I guess they're going to not mess around with it here. Set it up at the 26. It'd be a 36-yarder. He's hit a 47-yarder already here. Snap, good. Kick is good.
Plenty of leg under that one.
36-yarder for Barticek. On the field goal with 5.3 to go here in the second. 13-3. And we'll have the kickoff. Been a long time since I've seen a high school game with 3 field goals. But
13-3. Is this a baseball game or a football game? Guess that'd be pretty high-scoring runs for 13, though.
Yeah. But
that'd be the only baseball game I would watch.
Yeah. But a win there for the Lin-Mar defense because they held them out of the end zone. They had come out time and timeouts, but they hold them to just 3 there, and so now a chance to keep it close heading into halftime. Just a 10-point ball game. And I'm assuming he'll kick this deep with the wind behind him. Nope, they're going to squib it, of course. Just after I say that, picked up by White, and he'll be taken down, and that'll be the end of the first half. 13-3 is the halftime score here in this playoff matchup. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have the Iowa Corn halftime show for you here on CISN.TV.
Who puts Iowa first? Deary Brothers, Waukee. First in supporting local Iowa schools, sports, and activities. First to build Iowa's only standalone Jeep showroom.
And first to introduce the all-new Jeep Superstore in Waukee.
I'm AJ Perez. The Deary family opened its first car dealership in 1909. A century later, we're still family-owned and Iowan-operated.
Jeeps cost less at the Jeep Superstore. Deary Brothers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and the all-new west side of Waukee.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and this has been a crazy year. We might just run out of furniture, but we still have a great selection right now. We have wicker, we have fire pits, we have poly, and if you want something for your deck this year, you should come see us right now. Still have the greatest selection in Iowa at the best prices. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas, just west of Homemaker.
watching the Waukee dance team here. Dar Danielson with you at halftime. Waukee up 13-3 over Linn-Mar on the Iowa Corn halftime show. Iowa grows corn, but really it's corn grows Iowa here at the Iowa Corn halftime show. Thanks for joining us. Run down the first half scoring for you. Nothing in the first quarter. 5 seconds into the second quarter, a 47-yard field goal by Bartachek put Waukee up 3-0. Then Waukee went on a drive, and with 7:25 to go, it was a 1-yard sneak by Holcomb, and Waukee was up 10-0 with the PAT good. 2:19 to play in the second quarter. Baumhofer, a 26-yard field goal, made it 10-3. Somehow he snuck it over. It didn't look pretty, but it doesn't have to. It just got to go through the two uprights and over the bar, and it did, into a stiff wind here to the north. Then with 5.3 seconds to play here, right at the end of the first half, Lin-Mar held him out of the end zone, and it was another Waukee field goal, a 36-yarder this time, and that's where we stand, 13-3 at the half. Dar Danielson with Flint Hill. And your observations on the first half there, Flint?
Man, I think we're so used to seeing Waukee take those shots with Aaron Smith. It was almost like Linn-Mar's defense game plan for it, and they really limited Aaron Smith in that first half. I loved what Holcomb was able to do, dunking and diving the ball, and Waukee put him in manageable situations, and I think that's why they're able to get 3 scores on the board so far. But Linn-Mar's secondary has done a phenomenal job through the first half preventing those big plays. If you're Linn-Mar's offense, you got to go back to the spread and really establish something offensively here in the second half.
Well, I knew when I talked with Paul James in the pregame, and he did something that coaches don't always do. He said, well, we've had a little extra time. We prepared a few extra good things for this game. Sometimes they're like, you can't put anything new. But they did, and obviously they've defended Aaron Smith real well. The trouble is you have Alex Lindquist, you have some other weapons too, and he's a big one. He keeps you from the big strike, but Waukee able to take it down. Well, they took it right down the field, and then the field goal missed on the first one, and then able to take it down again and get into the second time. So you can slow them down, but stopping them is the issue. Lin-Mar really started to get their offense going when they went to that shotgun there in the second half. Second quarter.
And it looked great for them. They went in a lot of 2-by-2 looks where they had 2 receivers split out on each side. They would do some trip stuff as well when they were on the hash. But from Lin-Mar's perspective, you got to love spacing the defense out there from Waukee and then still establishing the run. It created good running lanes there for Bryson White. And you look to go back right to that here early in the third quarter and establish something and get your offense going.
And one of the things, the hallmarks of this Waukee defense is getting pressure on the quarterback. They had one time where they kind of got to him a little bit, but a couple of times he was able to duck under, move up into the pocket, and throw the ball out of there. So Jelnick's done a good job back there working through that pressure.
Putting on his best Johnny Manziel impersonation, if you must say. But, yeah, he did a phenomenal job avoiding defenders and then keeping his eyes down the field and extending plays. And we've heard the name centers quite a bit tonight, both offensively and defensively. And if you're Linn-Mar, you're obviously looking to get that kid involved on offense, and he continues to give Aaron Smith trouble on the defensive side as well. So
yeah, Jaron Centers, he's been a good matchup on Smith, and then offensively, you said he's a little bit of their version of Aaron Smith, doing both the offense and defense there. Well, we're at halftime, 13-3 here in this second round playoff matchup. We'll take another break and come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Save thousands now at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. 15% off 2020 Equinox and 2020 Trax, or 0% for 84 months. 15% off 2020 Sonic and 2020 Spark. WaukeeChevy.com. 12% off 2020 Blazer. 10% off 2020 Colorado. Up to $15,000 off new 2020 Suburban. We're in a position to give you more for your trade. As always, we're a partner you can count on. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Obsessively, relentlessly. That's what you can always expect, even when faced with the unexpected. It's a service we take seriously, providing comfort in the rain, tools to help you save, a helping hand along the way. and from a safe distance away. Delivering the energy you need while going the extra mile. Regardless of the times, our team remains committed to you.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. Without question, the COVID-19 pandemic created many disruptive changes in our lives. Some of us got sick, jobs and income were compromised, it was difficult to even spend time with family and friends. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's Westside Auto Pro's commitment to quality service, and that will never change. We're here to make sure you get maximum performance and reliability from your vehicle. So as we all move forward, keep Westside Auto Pros in mind. You've been through enough. We'll make sure your car is the least of your worries.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
You can buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
Here at Waukee in the Iowa Corn halftime show, Dar Danielson, Flynn Heald, Ruben running the controls for us. We got Randy out in the cold, keeping the camera going. And the thing is, they say it's going to get colder this weekend with a little more snow. So, but that could happen. I remember one high school game we had, it was like really cold like this, and it was one of those where your body was warm, but your hands were the thing. If you'd hit somebody or get it against the helmet, man, that stings like crazy in this cold weather.
When you're a retired football player at this point, you're looking out at these guys playing. I don't think one of us is sitting here saying we don't wish we were in their shoes. So They're all going to suck it up, and they're going to deal with whatever the pains are because they're getting to play the greatest game in America.
Yeah, there's times in early September when it's warm and you're out there, oh, man, I could still get out there and play, but not on a night like this. It's like, no, man, where's my other blanket?
We would need about an hour of hot yoga before we get out there.
Yeah, and then to the parents, they sit through a lot, and they've had to do that this year, and they're sitting out there in the cold, but you do that because it seems like that goes by so fast for the seasons. But Waukee got the kick to open up the game, so Linn-Mar will get the ball back to start it out, and if they can get one of those drives together like they did on that field goal, they could get right back in it here.
Look to get Jelinek some easy completions. Look to get the ball back to the ground in those spread looks. And if you're Linn-Mar, you got to be feeling good about your last offensive possession.
From this round, then I think that things are going to get a little bit interesting as they figure out. They're going to try to keep it, I think, geographically as they match them up. And what they do that, there's a lot of good teams in central Iowa, so there's going to be some teams matching up that they probably don't like that they have to match up this early, but that's just the way it's going to be. We're going to see some matchups of some really good teams here in the next round.
This is going to be a different playoff for everybody, but I will say if you want to hoist that trophy at the end of the year, you're going to have to beat the best. So whether it comes here in the second round of the playoffs, in the third round of the playoffs, or in that finals game, I think all these CIML teams understand somebody from here has a chance every year, so you got to win out of here.
And, we've seen Dowling start to make their postseason run again like they do every year. You kind of thinking, this might be the year they're not looking so good early, but then they just get her grinding and going when it comes to October and the end of October and head toward November.
Typical Dowling fashion.
We are at halftime here. Looks like Linn-Mar coming out of the locker room, getting ready to get going for the second half. We're going to take another break here We'll do that, and we'll be back with more football on CISN.TV.
Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully. It's why at Fairway, only the best meat makes the cut. Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service. At Fairway, our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery. Focus. To define what
Father's Pizza's Autumn Feast. A medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours today.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Focus.
Here at Waukee, halftime clock winding down. You see across the field there, Lin-Mar warming up.
Our fresh fish is full of flavor. And our
we saw the specialists out. They're out warming up, but haven't seen the rest of the players come out. Here they come down the chute out of the locker room, getting ready for the start of the second half here.
Our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery.
13-3 Waukee, one touchdown scored. And so far, that's looking like it might be our Deary Ram truck drive of the game. We'll tell you about that just a little bit later.
Our fresh fish is full of flavor, and our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have
Waukee coming out, and they've had a little more time on the clock here.
Personal service. At Fairway, our focus is
second half. Did you see the Daniel Jones run?
I saw a stat that said he clocked a faster time than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, than Lamar Jackson.
But he was falling on his face during the moment he was clocking
I think when he hit
speed.
that peak speed, then he fell over.
Yep.
As if you didn't see it, the Giants quarterback, he took off and ran about 80 yards, but he got down to about the 15 and started stumbling, and all he had was green to the end zone, but he fell down and got touched to 8, and he was really moving there. But
the old Roadrunner style, where you're going so fast you just fall on your face.
Yeah, and he's caught a lot of grief about that. And the good thing for them is they ended up scoring on that drive anyway. The bad news is they end up losing to Philadelphia, and now Philadelphia's like 2-3-1, and that division is somebody's going to win it with.
could be the football team.
Yeah, very few wins, so who knows there. But the NFL, of course, having issues, and it's going to be good to have two college football teams playing this Saturday too. The Hawkeyes back in action, the Big Ten, and then Iowa State in the driver's seat for the Big 12 right now. So. That'll be really interesting to see how Iowa comes out of this. Purdue, of course, a little shorthanded with their coach and some players out with COVID, so who knows how the Big Ten season is going to wind up here,
It's just going to be great seeing the Big Ten back in action. I, quite frankly, for one, am tired of seeing all these ACC schools in the top 25.
Yeah.
You know, the Big Ten is well represented, and we've seen that in years past, so it's going to be good to see those teams get back involved in the top 25 and, make it play out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, of course, hindsight 2020, you said, well, why didn't they just pause the season? And, but that's done and gone, and now we're going to be into it, and hopefully have some Saturday we can sit back and watch a couple of the teams in the state back-to-back and playing. And
I just saw ESPN News as well that their NBA is already talking about starting up the next season right before Christmas. So what a short turnaround for their season.
Yeah, because they just got done, and they're thinking about starting it up again. So
greater savings and the most
that's the way we're going. And then,
our focus is,
of course, the date everybody's looking to is after next Tuesday. We won't have to see all the ads.
define what is most important and commit yourself.
You know, I don't care which party you're from or which candidate you like. I think you're tired of hearing their names at this point with this election the way it is. But enough political talk. We won't get into that because that gets you in trouble when you start doing that. We're ready. We're just ready for football here and ready to get kicked off the second half. Linn-Mar.
Meat and grocery. Focus.
Looks like Linn-Mar is going to
what is most important and commit yourself fully.
Get the ball going into the wind to start the second half. But they were going into the wind when they got that drive going and got down and kicked the field goal. So
it's why we have fewer aisles, greater savings, and the most personal service.
We'll see what happens here.
Our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and grocery. Focus. To define what is most important and commit yourself fully.
Hard to check the kickoff.
It's Wyatt Fairway. Only the best meat makes the
Centers
cut.
is back. Mulhern is back.
Fish
Deep
is full of flavor,
to receive.
And our produce is picked with incredible care. It's why we have
There
fewer
we go.
aisles,
Big
greater
kick
savings,
with the wind.
and the most personal
He's
service.
going to get into the end zone
At
for a
Fairway,
touchback.
Our focus is and always will be giving you the best in meat and
Lin-Mar will
grocery.
take over. 1st and 10.
Focus.
At the
To
20.
define
Have we
what is
haven't had
most
a.
important and
I guess
commit
we had,
yourself
what?
fully. It's Wyatt Fairway. Only the best
Has Waukee
meat
punted?
makes
They
the
haven't
cut.
punted yet. We haven't had
Our
a punt out of
fresh
them, have
fish
we?
is
I
full
know
of flavor.
Lin-Mar did
And our
once because
produce is picked
the
with
snap was
incredible
kind of
care.
fumbled, but he got it
It's why we
away.
have fewer aisles,
But I don't think Waukee
greater
has punted
savings,
yet. But
and the most personal service. At Fairway, our
so we'll
focus
see what
is
they
and
go with
always
here
will
coming
be
out.
giving you the best in meat
They
and
run
grocery.
somebody in here. Oh, that's Jelnick coming in, the quarterback.
Focus. To define
And Lin-Mar's
what is
going to
most
stay
important
right away in this
and
third
commit
quarter with that
yourself
spread
fully.
look.
Yep.
It's Wyatt
Two receivers
Fairway.
each side,
Only the
single
best
back
meat
back
makes
there.
the cut. Our
And
fresh
they'll
fish
hand it
is
off
full of
to
flavor,
Bryson White.
and our
This
produce
time
is picked with
he gets
incredible
about a
care.
yard.
It's why we have fewer aisles.
Picked up some good yardage
greater
for him on that
savings,
drive.
and the most personal
They got
service.
down and then were held to the field goal.
At Fairway, our focus is and always will be.
And Waukee
giving
must
you
have
the
had some
best
conversations in
meat
the locker
and
room at
grocery.
halftime, knowing that Lin-Mar may line up in these
Focus.
spread out formations, but
To
still try to
define
run
what is
through those
most
inside
important
gaps. So
and
great
commit
job there by
yourself
Waukee's
fully.
interior D-line.
It's Wyatt Fairway.
Same
Only the
formation
best
here again
meat
on
makes the
2nd
cut.
and 9.
Our
This one
fresh
wing
fish
it out
is full
quick
of flavor,
to Knipper,
and
and he
our
gets
produce is picked with
dropped behind a
incredible
line
care.
of scrimmage.
It's why we have fewer aisles, greater
And
safety.
ready for that one.
Didn't look like he got much help there blocking on the perimeter, but great job by Waukee's secondary creating a play in the backfield.
So they lose that yard they picked up on first down. So 3rd and long here for Lin-Mar. He sends Centers and Reed to the left. We got Trips to the left now. They try to swing the one receiver out, but right in there and sacked. Colin Evers.
And Jelenic was looking for that bubble route, but the Waukee flat defender just interrupted his sight, and he just had to accept the sack there and brings up 4th down.
Jelnick will go back to punt. Morrison back deep into the wind. Good high punt. It's held up. Gets a Lin-Mar bounce, and then they'll down it up at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 48 for Waukee on their first drive of the second half. Holcomb comes out. Send two receivers left. Well, they do that double slot again and send Sadat in motion, but hand it off to Lindquist. He plows right up in the middle there. Tackled by Mazinski. And a pickup of 5. Thanks for everybody watching tonight. We appreciate you watching us here on CISN.TV. Fans of Lin-Mar and those of Waukee. Sadat in motion, and he goes up the middle of the block for Lindquist. He'll get a couple, so he'll bring up a third and about, what do you got, 3 or 4?
And that's been an awesome little wrinkle by Waukee, whether you want to call that an ISO or a power. They're pretty much shifting Sadat into the gap and running straight down behind him. Sometimes they'll pull the backside guard as well and get extra numbers in the box, and it's been working wonders for Waukee
Lin-Mar,
early.
yeah, Lin-Mar saw something they didn't like the coaches, so they want to call a timeout here real quick. And we'll take a quick break and come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
It's why we have fewer.
Father's Pizza's Autumn Feast, a medium specialty pizza, a medium pepperoni pizza, and my new caramel apple streusel with Twix candy pieces. Get yours.
In Iowa, we grow corn. But to us, corn is more than a cash crop. It's part of who we are. Corn supports our livestock, helping our animals thrive. Corn fuels us. Ethanol powers our state as we push towards a clean, burning future. Corn nourishes us. It gives us an abundance of good food that nourishes our families, helps our student athletes grow stronger. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Here at Waukee after the timeout by Linn-Mar. They're in white on the right of your screen. Waukee in the dark uniforms. They have a 3rd and 3 at the 41. Lindquist in there with Holcomb. They send Smith in motion. Fake it to him, and Holcomb will keep it. And they're going to look like the ball was beyond the first down marker, but they mark his knee short. Mulheron on the tackle. I don't know, looked like where he came down, he got it, but so another 4th down situation here for Waukee. They had a very one similar in the second quarter, and they picked it up. Lindquist. He sends Smith in motion. Hand it off to Lindquist. He dives ahead. He might have got it on second effort. I think he did. But looked initially like Linn-Mar might have stopped him.
And if there's anything Lindquist has shown us consistently, it's first contact is not going to bring him down. He's going to keep those feet moving and give you at least 1 more yard.
Yeah, you can't bring him down on the first hit unless you're one of those big guys square, and then it's hard to get him that way. So they send 2 receivers to the left. Smith is out wide left. And then they'll have the slot back here to the right. And Holcomb, they were unsure what play to run, I think, because he looked over, put his hands up, and now they call a timeout. A little confusion on what play they wanted to run. So we'll keep it right here. And a little different, I know, coming out of the break, and then I think weather conditions maybe have a little bit of impact here too, Flynn, on this, because we talked about it. A couple of longer throws that Holcomb made with the wind, they just kind of sailed on him a little bit, and still the flags are going straight up across the stadium over there. You can see the wind going.
And we were right in this vicinity last time when Waukee decided to take 2 of those deep shots. So you wonder if they're going to go there early here, or if they're just going to try to establish that run game again. If you're Waukee's offense, though, you got to really, really, really enjoy not only how you guys are running the football, but also Holcomb's ability to diamond dunk those passes. Consistently completing balls down the field, you got to love it.
Come out, they'll have same formation. Spikesman is the H-back there. Now he goes in motion. They fake it to him. They throw it deep to Smith. Touchdown!
And there it is, Dar. We were waiting for them to open the doors and let him run, and he's one of the best in the entire state at that. Touchdown, Waukee.
37-yard pass to Smith.
And they've been using that jet sweep constantly tonight, Dar, to pull the defense up, pull the secondary up, and finally they faked it to the back, faked it to the sweep, and sent Aaron deep.
Yeah, faked it to Spikesman, and then they just sent Smith straight down the field. And Bartachek will come in for the extra point. It is up and good. makes it 20-3. Here, we'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Iowans know that winter means snow, ice, and freezing temps. Severe weather can make the roads downright dangerous. Truck Equipment Incorporated has the toughest work equipment that can stand up to the harshest conditions. Look for Western brand snowplows, quality you can count on. Buy new or utilize our repair services. We'll order new parts for same-day pickup or delivery. And now you can shop from home with our virtual showroom. Go to truckequipment.com today.
Here at Waukee, that was the 9th receiving touchdown for Aaron Smith on the season. He's got 9 receiving, 5 rushing, 1 on a kick return, and 1 on an interception return, I believe. And Bartachek to kick it off. This one goes into the end zone, so it'll be another touchback. And that is our Deary Ram truck drive of the game. That Linn-Mar or Waukee drive that puts them up 20-0. Tonight's Deary Ram truck drive of the game brought to you by Deary Brothers of Waukee. Experience the difference at Deary of Waukee. And it took them a while to find Aaron Smith, but as we know, you never can rest on him, can you, Flynn?
No, you can't. And if you're Lin-Mar, you got to be talking to your secondary on the sideline. Keep your eyes on 5 and don't let him behind you.
Well, here's Jelnick, brings him out, trips to the left, hands it off to Bryson White. And he gets pick up of 4 on first down. And I'll send those 3 receivers to the left. Dropping back, looking, under pressure, rolls out of it, throws out, has a man up at the 34 and across to the 36-yard line.
Jelinek did another phenomenal job extending the play there and finding his running back downfield.
Yep, Bryson White out of the backfield. Morrison on the tackle.
And if you're Lin-Mar, you almost want to run plays where you can give your quarterback the chance to extend and make plays down the field, because right now that's been their best offensive success.
1st and 10 at the 36. Jelnick fakes it to White. Now he rolls, looks, throws it out. Diving is Jackson, and it's incomplete. Hard to get a lot of mustard on it when you're running to your left as a right-handed quarterback and have to throw it clear across the field.
Across his body, and he's coming from the far hash to the field. That's not an easy throw to make.
Stops the clock, 6:48 to go here in the 3rd. And they get the play from the sideline. Jackson and Knipper to the left. Or Jelnick. Rolls right. Looks. Now throws it late. And
he threw back across his body there to the over route by the tight end, but just threw it a little bit behind him there.
And even on the catch, they weren't going to get a lot on that. It brings up 3rd and 10, so 3rd and long. Now since Chad Reed out here to the left with Knipper, 3 receivers left. Sends Jackson in motion, fakes to him, spins it out to the back. He's looking for room, and he's going to be pulled down. Met by 2 Warriors back there, including Garrett Morris.
There was nothing happening there for Lin-Mar.
They read that out pretty quickly. And now Jelnick will go back to punt. Morrison back deep to receive for Waukee. Back inside his 45. And they got to run another player in there late. They're over there screaming, punt team, get out there. And gets it off. Morrison takes it, fumbles it, and he'll get it back, but he'll lose a couple on it.
And Dar, it's 23 Waukee here, right? So if you're Waukee, do you think we go back to the same tempo, or do they look to try to slow it down and just kind of establish a dominant presence here in the second half?
I think they might try to, with the wind, maybe throw it a little more here. It's
been working.
I think, try to, because the passing game hasn't been as stellar. They got the one to Smith, but we'll see. There's a handoff. As I said, they'll go to the ground, Flynn, and try. But handoff and pick up of a couple there, and that will keep the clock rolling.
And you kind of start to sense that change in tempo from Waukee, from that urgency to more of getting the right play in and getting it called.
And Smith in motion, and they give it back the other way to Lindquist, and he's dropped over there after a short gain.
Keep it on the ground there on second down.
Mulheron on the stop for Lin-Mar. 3rd and 7 at the 41. Dropping back, looking, throws it out in the flat to Sadat. And even if he caught that, he was going to be short of the first down unless he was able to turn and get upfield, but the way it was thrown, a little short. So it'll be 4th and 7. And they bring in Garrett Schmidt. I think that's their first punt, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Garrett Schmidt drops back in formation, number 90 for the Warriors.
Jackson and centers back deep for Lin-Mar. Snap is good. Booms it high up into the wind. Taken by Jackson. He fumbles it. Waukee may be on it. They are. Waukee recovers.
And Dar, I know we called this Waukee-Urbandale game, and we saw something similar to this. Huge plays from the Waukee special teams, putting their offense in great field position.
And it's our first turnover of the night, too, I believe. Here, the fumble. We've had a few fumbles, but all recovered by the fumbling team. And so Waukee takes over, 1st and 10 at the 12. Smith in motion. They fake it to him, give it to Lindquist up the middle. Second and 6 at the 8. For Holcomb. There's a little movement there. Line kind of moved before the snap.
Someone got excited about that play there, Dar. They must have practiced that one a couple times in practice and saw the end zone before the play started.
It's just there's 3 penalties, or just 2 penalties rather on Waukee, 2 on Lin-Mar, so not a lot of penalties. The other penalty was a delay of game penalty on Waukee. 2nd 11 now at the 13. And off to Lindquist, got a big hole left side, touchdown, Waukee Warriors.
Great run there by Alex Lindquist. showed patience, explosiveness through the hole, and great finishing ability. Touchdown, Waukee.
But there's a penalty, holding.
Holding against Waukee is the call that negates the touchdown.
So that will come back.
And we were just harping, Dar, on celebrating both teams for not having many penalties, and back-to-back there.
Holding erases the 13-yard touchdown run by Lindquist. Hayden Hundley comes in. Will be receiver at the top of the screen. Smith, Lindholm at the bottom, along with Sadat. Smith in motion. Fake to Smith. Looking down at Sadat right down the seam. Picked off. Threw it late. Picked off by Lin-Mar. Centers picks it off. We talked about him.
Duran Centers baiting the quarterback there, and you saw him really stay wide on that corner, and I think we all saw Sadat come open. Holcomb threw it, and Centers just undercut it. Great job there.
He threw it way late, though, because Sadat was open early, and I don't think Holcomb saw him until it was too late. You're right. Centers just waited on that, picked it off, and it'll be so exchange of turnovers now, and Lin-Mar will take it at the 17.
And we should see kind of a change of tempo here from Lin-Mar. We saw Waukee, on the contrary, go from kind of an up-tempo in the first half to starting to slow things down. And if you're Lin-Mar, you got to really establish a sense of urgency right here with 3:30 in the third quarter.
Just the third interception of the season for Holcomb. There's a handoff to White. White has some room over the right side. Busted up across the 30 out to the 32-yard line.
And they run that little rollout counter there. So they've been running that consistent rollout for Jelinek, trying to get him on the perimeter. And you just have the running back come back on the counter the other direction.
First down, Lin-Mar.
Pickup of 20 there.
From the Lions 32.
First and 10 at the 32 for Lin-Mar. Jelnick with trips to the left. Sends Jackson in motion. Fakes to him. Hits it out quick to Knipper.
Pass is complete to number 8, Andrew Knipper.
And a good pickup on first down.
Good catch. Good concentration by number 8, Knipper.
Brings up second and 3.
And you are starting to feel that sense of urgency pick up here from Lin-Mar. Hopefully they can string some passes here.
Trips now to the right side. And off to White. White is met in the hole, though, and stopped.
Number 28, the running back, Bryson White, tackled for a loss. Chase Evanson by the stop, number 32.
Chase Evanson, that linebacker. Looked like White had a little room there, but Evanson just filled the hole and dropped him right there. Brings up third down and 2. Just knows the football on the 40 here. Big third down for Lin-Mar with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, trailing by 17. Jelnick back, pressure, throws it out, got White, and he's going to be stopped about a yard shy, I believe. Good pursuit by Waukee.
Sniffed out there by the D-line. It seemed like everybody bit on that screen except for one guy there. And
now they're coming up quick to the line. Jelnick takes a snap, pushes it ahead, and he's not going to get it. They're going to stop him short.
Wow. And I didn't even think Waukee was prepared for that, but
I didn't either, but
flew off the ball. And
because Lin-Mar came up quickly.
And it looked like the initial surge went to Lin-Mar, but I guess not.
Now,
what is there?
They're going to look at it. Well, it looks a little closer when you look from this angle than what it did. So now they're going to measure it, to be sure. They give him a little forward progress, I guess. They're going to be, let's see. Yep, he'll be short by 3 or 4 chain links, I think. And Waukee will take over on downs.
And an ecstatic Waukee team running to the sideline. You feel a little deflated coming from the Lin-Mar sideline.
Yeah,
pick it up.
but
Still got a quarter to play here.
We had a fumbled punt, and then an interception by Linn-Mar, and now a takeover on downs. And yeah, you're right. I thought they came out quick. It looked like Waukee wasn't ready, but they responded, and now they got the ball back. That's a big stop by the defense. Now they got to reset the chains here.
We've talked about this a couple times tonight, Dar, how Waukee's only had one punt. It does them pretty well here having to start on, the favorable yard markage here. So hopefully no punt here either.
There's Lindquist, and he rambles up. Page on the stop. And 2nd and 4. Heading down toward the final minute of the third quarter here. A lot of action. No scoring here in the last couple minutes. Holcomb rolling right, looking, throws, and over Sadot. They've just had trouble connecting Sadot, and we've seen a couple games where he's gotten it to him and he's kind of taken over, but
if he catches that one there, I think he gets another couple, 3 or 4 yards, possibly the first down.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 4 here. Linn-Mar trying to hold him again out of the end zone. Hand off right up the gut, and that'll be a first down by Lindquist. Right down to the 30. So they'll roll the clock.
And Lindquist was closing in on the 1,000-yard mark coming into tonight, so I can only imagine how close he's getting to that number running here.
And there's drive up the middle. We saw a little moving around on that Linn-Mar defensive line there right before the snap. And that may be the last play of the third quarter unless they come up and snap it quick.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Last play for Waukee with the win. They throw it, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think Sage Holmes got a hand on it, the sophomore linebacker. So that will not be the last play. 3rd and 6 at the 26 for Waukee. Holcomb fakes the Lindquist, and he's hammered down. Wow. In there is Knipper, rather. The defensive end blew through there and just dropped him.
And I don't know if he got touched on that play,
I don't think he did. Loss of 6. That's the end of the third. Waukee will have it 4th and 12 at the 32 when we go to the fourth quarter. After this on CISN.TV.
Buy a new Ford at any Ford dealer. Why do people buy from Schottenkirk Ford Indianola? We understand you have choices. We're willing to re-earn your business every time you visit us. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com. We create an exceptional customer experience. One customer at a time, every time. We never compromise. Trust, integrity, honesty, hard work. Let us show you why people drive to Indianola to buy Fords. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola, SchottenkirkFord.com.
Back here at Waukee, we go to the fourth quarter. Be 4th and 12 at the 32. Dart Danielson, Flynn Heald. Now, if they were still going the other way, Flynn, they might try a field goal here. But now you're going into that win to be a 30 or 49-yarder here. So we'll see Waukee if they go for it here on 4th down. Because you saw the first attempt of the game, a 22-yard field goal was short, and they are coming out. They send Sadot in motion. Holcomb rolling right under pressure, lobs it out there and over the head It would not have been enough for the first down either way. And now Linn-Mar will take over on downs. 11:54 to go in the ball game.
And now it's time for Linn-Mar to really start to press this urgency because this could be the end of your season with 11:54 left if you don't start to string together some good offensive possessions here.
Got the wind at their back now, too. And they'll send 3 receivers out to the left.
And some names we've heard consistently tonight for Linn-Mar, Centers and Knipper, and you got to hope Jelinek can get the ball to those 2 playmakers on this drive.
Jelinek drops back, looking, pressure, gets out of it, comes up, drops it, fumble picked up by Waukee.
And Jelinek just a little bit not cautious there with the football. I think he was seeing late there. Centers opened up downfield, and he took a second hand off the ball, and in that split moment, you're going to lose it. So great job there by Waukee defense. Waukee's offense is already ready to go, Dar.
Colin Evers with the fumble recovery. And can't really blame Jelinek. He's done a lot scrambling tonight. Just that one, he got the ball knocked away as he got out of pressure there. Hand off to Lindquist, and he's ridden through the hole, but picks up some yards. And I got a feeling now we're going to see a whole lot of that. Lindquist getting the ball.
I mean, if you're Waukee, give it to him. Give it to Aaron Smith. You got quite a bit of options to run the football with here and keep the clock running. I don't think you need to get out of character and throw the football here. But if you do, you still have got great targets as well. So we'll see what Waukee does here.
We keep that clock rolling. 2nd and 6 at the 32. And off Lindquist, right side. And, man, he's hammered as he gets to the 30. Hit there by Mazinski comes in.
And just a little inside zone there to the right. And great job by gaining manageable yards to put him in third and manageable.
They'll send Smith to the left, Hayden Hundley wide to the right for Holcomb. 3rd and 4. Fake pressure. They throw it out in the flat to Sadat, and he lost the ball over there. Did it go out of bounds or?
I think that was 14 again for Linn-Mar, forcing the fumble. Centers. Oh.
It did go out of bounds, so it'll be a first down.
Result of the penalty, or result of the play is a Waukee first down, and Waukee has entered the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 19 for Waukee. 2 receivers to the left. Hand off to Lindquist, cuts it back to the left. Stiff arms, plowing through, touchdown! Lindquist from 19 yards out.
The little counter play out of gun. Lindquist makes the defense pay. Touchdown, Waukee.
And no yellow flags on the field this time as they called it back his last run. And he goes in from 19 yards out, Lindquist. Bartachek on for the field, the PAT, which is interesting into this win. And it's good. Hard to tell. They're going up there so flat coming through this end, but Bartachek stays good on the season. It's 27-3, Waukee. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Mid-American Energy, we put our energy into making communities stronger, safer, and ready for the future. We support STEM education and community safety, special events, and economic development activities. We energize our cities and towns just like we have for decades, all to help make your community the place where you want to build your business, your legacy, and your life. It's another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Alex Lindquist gets his 9th rushing touchdown of the season from 19 yards out. And puts Waukee up 27-3 here with 10:25 to go. Barticek stays perfect on the season with PATs, 27-27, and he'll kick it off here. This one, a squibber hits the up man, and good reaction there by Taylor Pullis, as it hit off him, and he was able to go down and smother it. Otherwise, Waukee had a chance to pick that up. It does give good field position here for Lin-Mar.
I'm going to assume that probably wasn't planned there, Dar.
No.
They gave Lin-Mar quite good field position here and no time ran off the clock. So
I think he might have been trying to keep it lower into the wind and just a little too low. I think you're right there for Barticek. Here's Jelnick out now. Trips to the left, one receiver right. Rolling, throws it, has a man, Jackson, and he couldn't hang on.
And he had it there for a second, but it looked like the Waukee defender was able to strip it free.
Would have been a good pickup, but brings up second down. They send Knipper, Reed, and Jackson to the left. Or Jelnick. Rolling left. Now the draw. And Waukee was coming hard on defense. The draw got a yard. Aiden Gutierrez. Evers, Gutierrez, Kona, and Ryland, the front line. It's been pretty stout all year long here for Waukee on the defense. And brings up a 3rd down and 9 at the 47 for Lin-Mar. Fakes to White, and pressure is Aiden Gutierrez. Comes in, and there was no getting away from him there. He gets the sack.
And it looked like Jelinek wanted to go to the left side of the field there, but here to the boundary, he had Knipper open. I just don't think that was his read, unfortunately. Punt here again on 4th down for Lin-Mar.
And with this 24-point lead, too, Waukee, they're just pinning the ears back on that defensive line and coming. High punt. Jelnick bounces at the 25. It's going to get a good Lin-Mar bounce. They're going to let it roll. And how far will it go? Trying to wave it down a little bit. And
a little bit of sorcery there at the end, huh, Dar?
Down to the 1 yard line. It was Abbas Kameki trying to wave that down a little bit. And it stops at the 1 yard line. So Waukee, obviously their worst field position of the night, but I got a sneaking suspicion they're going to hand it to number 26 back
and
there.
It looks like they're getting under center, so maybe just a QB sneak to give them some more space.
Yeah, they will hook them. Wow, still pushing ahead. A
QB sneak or a QB gain of 6?
That's one of the few times I've seen him under center this year, too. Well, looks like he's going to stay that way.
Looks
when
like they'll go back to it.
Yeah. Down there in their own end zone. Handoff Lindquist. He breaks it, almost broke it there. Wow. He gets through there, and he's gone.
They had us all fooled there, didn't they, Dar?
Man.
You don't see Holcomb line up under center much, and when they do, it's usually that traditional QB sneak, and added a little ripple there, obviously, with a week off, and maybe they'll use that play moving forward more.
And Lindquist was one grab of the jersey from busting that all the way. There's a handoff. He comes up the middle behind a block, cuts it back across the 30, And
we're really starting to see this Waukee O-line create massive holes for these running backs to run through.
And Linn-Mar, their defense has been out there a lot here in this second half.
And a lot of the names we've been calling both ways for Linn-Mar are still out there right now. So
Holcomb now back in the gun. He comes up. Throws it out. Smith looking for running room. Now he'll cut it back the other way. Spins through and made a little something out of nothing that time. Wow.
8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2 here as we go under 7 minutes to play in the ball game. But you got to think Paul James is pleased with, the effort he's seen here tonight. That right now they're not on the side of the score he wanted, but they got a lot of talent on this team.
They really do, and we've called quite a few guys' names in the class of 2022 from Linn-Mar that have made big plays tonight.
There's Blitz. Oh, how did you get that away, Holcomb? Just got it away under pressure there by Knipper. And brings up 3rd and 2. That brings Spikes back in there.
I've really liked this Knipper kid tonight, Dar. He's played very well both sides of the ball as a tight end and defensive line. A 6'4" junior prospect.
He's got some speed, doesn't he?
He really does.
He gets up and down the field. Sadat in motion. Hand off to Lindquist, and Mulheron had him around the waist but couldn't pull him down to stop him from getting the first down. And 1st and 10 for Waukee. That'll roll the clock at the 45-yard line. And Holcomb. And Smith, motion fake it. Throwing across. Almost picked off again. Into double coverage there.
And he just forced it a little bit there. I think he knew he wanted that running back early. And Linn-Mar's defense just read his eyes. Good job.
Watts was back there. One of them. And 2nd and 10 for Waukee. Hand off Lindquist and Luke Gaffney corrals him, holds him to a yard. Gaffney, a 6'3", 240-pound junior defensive end. Look at, you got a couple seniors in that defensive line, but a couple junior defensive ends there. And 2 sophomore linebackers and a junior. So you got some youth there that'll be coming back. And then your secondary, all 3 of them are juniors. So a lot of kids returning for Linn-Mar will be on defense. There's a delayed draw to Lindquist. He gets up ahead of steam, and he's knocked down at the 34-yard line.
And Lindquist has really ran wild tonight, huh, Dar?
And
both teams have ran that play where they almost show that boot concept, and whether you want to call it draw or counter, they're running back the opposite direction, and it's worked for both teams tonight.
Will Starnes finally brought him down. And brings up 1st and 10 at the 33 for Waukee. And off Lindquist, straight through the middle. And I think Watts was in there on the tackle. He was. He comes up off the bottom of the pile. I guess that was Spikesma who carried. He moved back to the running back spot and got to bring Lindquist out here. Spikesma started at tight end. He'll go back into the running back spot. Dropping back, throwing deep to Smith. Oh, couldn't bring it in.
Tight coverage there by number 7.
That's Jackson.
And for the most part tonight, this Linn-Mar secondary has played extremely well besides that deep pass given up in the third quarter to Aaron Smith.
So 3rd and 6. Handoff Spikesma. He delays, cuts it back inside, and he's going to get the first down. Cleat the clock running. And Jackson with the tackle again for Linn-Mar. And they'll come up 1st and 10 with the clock rolling at the 21. Spikesma again. Inside and then cuts it back to his right.
Good hard run there by number 22, Tanner Spikesma.
Well, credit Randy and Dave, our camera guys. They've had the toughest go of it here tonight, out in the cold, keeping things going. And keep an eye on the CISN website, Twitter feed. We'll let you know what our plans are for the next round of coverage. Fake, now throw back over, and Sadat brought down. They've done a good job of keeping Sadat from getting any space and room to break free, because he can, as we've seen, he can break free and punish people, but Linn-Mar's done a good job on him tonight.
And Waukee hasn't had their shortage of attempts to try and get him the ball, and it's usually those flat concepts where they can get him space to run after the catch. But Linn-Mar's done a phenomenal job at really pursuing the line of scrimmage today, not only on jet sweeps but also on all these short passes.
Under 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 7 at the 18 for Waukee.
And they're running that flood concept.
They throw it out wide. Got a man open. Lindholm, I think he dives. Touchdown!
And that play had been working all night for them, Dar. They run that trips bunch concept, get Holcomb running out to the side. You got one guy high, one guy in the middle, one guy low, and wide open there. Easy completion. Touchdown, Waukee.
That's Sadat, wasn't it?
That was a big tight end body jumping there into the end zone.
And Bartachek will come on. High snap, kick is up, and good.
And the extra point by Bartachek is good. That makes the score Waukee
34-3. Waukee with 1:44 to play here. Man. I know as a senior, my last game, we were down, and you never want to come off the field, because it's your last time. And these Linn-Mar seniors here, for them, the crazy season they had with the derecho to start, and then, a delay with the COVID. But,
get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that
they got to play their senior season, and they got in several games, and they're going to have some memories to talk about 2020 and what a year it was and that. But not going to end up the way they wanted here, but came out and gave Waukee a good run here.
If you're a senior and you're wearing Linn-Mar tonight, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You came out here, you fought hard, you played a very good Waukee team, and everybody moving in forward out of this season is going to have a lot to carry on with them in terms of you guys have gone through something that no other group has gone through, and so carry that forward with you as you progress past your senior year.
There's a bouncing kick, and they'll be taken and dropped down at the 31.
And then, even on a more exciting note for Lin-Mar, your junior class has done such a good job tonight, stepping up, playing really big roles here in the playoffs, and you look forward to see that come back next year.
A lot of juniors, then some sophomores too on that defensive side of it. So, you got a lot to look forward to. Jelnick is just a junior. He'll be back. Bryson White is a senior. And here we go. 1st and 10 at the 31 for Lin-Mar. Handoff to White. Pick up of a couple. And the clock will keep rolling. Chilly, windy night. Playoff football. Pitch back, almost lost it, and pays the price for the high pitch. As that was Kamokai. Give him credit for hanging on to that and not fumbling it. And clock rolling here. And just a couple more plays left in the season here for Lin-Mar. Split out two receivers to the left. Handoff up the middle. Henderson. And
the running back, number 36. Tackle was made by Carter Smith, number 43.
And Schmidt on the tackle. And that'll do it. That'll end it here. Waukee gets the win 34-3 against Lin-Mar. And we'll keep it right here. They're going to make a presentation to Lin-Mar, I believe.
And as we see the Waukee team here gather to finish the game, what better way for you as a team moving into the playoffs? Offensively, phenomenal job. Defensively, great job. Special teams looking really well on all three facets of your team. So if you're a Waukee fan moving here into the next round, you got to love how your team's looking.
So run down the scoring here while we're waiting. 11:55 to go in the second. A field goal, 47-yarder. Put Waukee up 3-0. Then the Holcomb sneak 1 yard out.
We want to say a congratulations to the players, coaches, cheerleaders, and fans from Linn-Mar High School for an outstanding 2020 football season. And congratulations to head coach Coach Carlson and the Waukee Warriors. Waukee is advanced to the third round of the Class 4A football playoffs. They'll play next Friday night. The opponent for the Warriors and game location will be released by the Iowa High School Athletic Association tomorrow at 12 p.m.
So we'll find out tomorrow at noon who Waukee will play in the third round. And again, we mentioned it before, this is the last year of one Waukee football team. So a little bit maybe of a mission there for them too in this. But back to running down the scoring, 7:25 to go. Lindquist the 1 yard, or Holcomb rather, the 1 yard sneak made it 10-0. Then Lin-Mar got the 26-yard field goal with 2:19 to play in the second, made it 10-3. It was a 36-yard field goal by Waukee then, made it 13-3 with 5.3 seconds to play in the first half. Third half, it was a 37-yard touchdown pass to Smith with 8:02 to go in the third quarter. Kick was good, 20-3. Lindquist, a 19-yard run at 10:25 to go in the fourth. Kick was good, 27-3. And then finally, the Sadat touchdown pass, 18 yards out, 34-3, the final here tonight. So thanks for watching. As you see the Chili fans here, Waukee advances to the third round of the playoffs, and Lin-Mar wraps up the 2020 season. So final thoughts here, Flynn?
Well, if I'm a Waukee fan moving here into the third round of the playoffs, I'm just excited to see the team get back out there and continue what we've done offensively. Holcomb making easy passes, offensive structure getting us in a third and manageable, and special teams-wise, everything is clicking. So if you're Waukee, this is the last chance as one community here. Finish strong.
For the final 34-3, Waukee advances to the third round of the playoffs. Thanks to Dave and Randy running the cameras and Ruben at the controls here tonight for Flynn Hild. That's going to wrap it up. I'm Dart Angelson on CISN.TV.